In the last video, I showed you what it was like buying a cheaper car with a high risk of expensive repair jobs coming your way. But what if you are not like me? What if you are, say, smart? Let's say you want to put out more money and buy a more reliable car and have much lower maintenance cost. If you have 50,000 dirhams burning a hole in your pocket and you want to get yourself a nice compact SUV to haul your family around, and yeah, I think I have the one for you. It is the 2015 third generation Nissan X Trail. And you can tell by the looks, they made a huge leap forward in terms of design compared to its predecessor, the second generation X Trail. You can see from this picture right here, it was just too ugly and plain boxy. And it leads us to a conclusion that the styling department was not the highest paid department in the company. So they made sure they do something about it for this generation model. It has very sleek lines and cool design. My favorites are definitely the headlights. They complete the look, and Nissan says that this V-grille, the chrome V-grille, which was a styling cue taken from its older brothers, the Nissan Pathfinder and the Nissan Patrol. And I'll have to agree on that with them. Coming over to the side, the sleek lines and the smooth design continue throughout. And the X Trail came with standard 17-inch alloy wheels, at least here in the UAE, and front and rear brake discs. So make sure you do your homework. You know that in the UAE you can only drive on a set of tires for 5 years from the date of production. So if you don't do your homework, a new set of tires for these wheels will set you back anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 dirhams. When it comes to the trunk design, the rear of the Nissan X Trail, I don't have a set opinion on it, but I'll just compare it to the competition and I'll say that I do prefer this one to the rest of them. The X Trail has a really large trunk with multiple options and ways for you to store your items. And if you drop all of it down, you put the rear seats back all the way down as well, and you get additional space to carry really large items. You can get them in 3 different trim levels: S being the entry level, SV being the mid-range, and SL being the top of the range models. I would recommend you go for the SV because it offers the best value for money, and they tend to keep the price when reselling them the best. Unless manually adjusting your seats or doing this is too much of a chore for you. The back seats offer plenty of space for a grown adult to get comfortable, and best of all, the second row seats slide back and forth and recline too, so you can get cozy on a long journey and enjoy with your kid. The door pockets are big enough to store only small bottles of water or your coffee mugs, but you do get 2 cup holders right here in the middle. This one is actually an ashtray, but you can easily get it out and get another one, and of course the 4th one in the passenger side door pocket. And this is the place where I decided it's cozy to keep my wallet, the keys, and of course you can put your phone there. And there you have your USB port, the auxiliary port, and 12-volt socket, and you have a decent storage area under the central armrest. You'll find the seat sides, the bolsters being the first ones to go because of the angle of approach. And the Nissan Intelligent Key System gives you the ability to just press the brake pedal and push the start button without having to search for your keys in your bags or in your pockets and what have you. And I am happy with the dance that the gauges do when you do that. As well, in the middle you will find in the screen all the relative information about your car, like your fuel range, economy, and trip odometer, car settings, etc, etc. So keeping up with the future. Down here is the foot operated e-brake, and the ergonomics all in all are very good. Everything is where you might expect it to be. In the center console you'll see the standard radio. It came with an optional sat nav, but again, we all use our phones nowadays to get around. And underneath it is the manual AC. There was an option of automatic as well. And what this car has is the 4-wheel drive, and here's the knob that you can choose 4-wheel, 2-wheel or automatic drive, and the hill descent control button. Driving the X Trail is nothing like what I've imagined. I must say that when I read that it only had a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine producing 170 horsepower, I was not expecting anything. I was not expecting much, actually, and I was thinking it's gonna be quite a slouch, and not being able to move its mess around. But I was surprised. This thing really goes. Don't get me wrong, it's not a super fast SUV, but it'll get the job done. And if you're thinking of buying a Nissan X Trail and expecting some performance figures, then you're expecting to go to a swimming pool and wear a jacket and look normal. I've been warned about the CVT transmission. It's very noisy, it feels awkward, unnatural. You will miss the shifts of the transmission, but I gotta disagree with that and say that I'm pretty much loving this CVT transmission with the miles that I've put on this car. And they say that Toyota has a better CVT than the Nissan, but again, it's something you should not worry about until you hit roughly 200,000 kilometers. So when you do go and look for yourself for a Nissan X Trail, make sure that when you pick the one you feel like buying, just take it to a good shop and have it scanned. And if there are no CVT points to take care of, I think you're good to go. The suspension on this thing does its job flawlessly. It absorbs all the speed bumps, all the road imperfections quite well, and I just feel like I'm driving a saloon and not an SUV. The sitting position is excellent. You don't feel like you're sitting in a stall in other SUVs. The visibility is quite alright, but I gotta say, at the C-pillar there is some compromise because of the smallest window you get in there. The interior feels very roomy and spacious, even though it's a smaller SUV. I just wish it had a panoramic sunroof, which will give it that final touch and make this an ideal family cruiser. When you drive the car, it doesn't get you any wind noise. You get some tire noise, but that's, I guess, normal. The steering wheel is just perfect. I love it. It's very light. It gives you great feed from the road, and yeah, this is a very fun family car to drive, for the dad to enjoy and the kids and the wife to be comfortable and everybody to stay happy. Do I think it's much better than the competition? No, probably not. I believe they all reached a point in refinement where they all feel great to drive. But again, I'll remind you that when it comes to the aesthetics, this one is the most appealing, and I gotta give it all the points. The pre-facelift models that ran from 2014 to 2017 will set you back anywhere from 40 to 55,000 dirhams, depending on the car's condition, the mileage, and of course your negotiation skills. There are no big jobs to worry about with the X Trail. I'll just mention that the AC compressor will set you back 2,500 to 3,000 dirhams to have it replaced. I hope you enjoyed watching my video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care and stay safe.